Today I went out and bought myself a bargain. However, was it a good purchase? Well, we're going to find that out in today's video. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Class 47 Pizza YouTube channel. Now in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at this, which today I went to A.Oakes and I bought myself this bargain. In the last Mother Railway video I did, which you would have seen, if you haven't then go and watch it, you know what to do. I did a video showcasing my latest purchase, which was the Hornby A4 Walter K Wigan in the BR Experimental Purple livery, which I bought from A.Oakes a day before I'm actually filming this video. And originally I was going to go for one of the bargains that I got on offer, but then when I saw the A4 it kept popping out at me, and then I just couldn't resist it and I bought it. And also while I was there on the day, because at the moment A.Oakes are doing buy one get one free for Bachmann wagons, and so I took up that offer and I bought these two anchor mounted tank wagons from Bachmann. Now what I did was I sold off my Hornby Class 91 because I decided in the end that I decided to sell it and get something else instead, because there were other things that I wanted. And some of that money from that went to this, which is a Class K1 locomotive, and this is in the early BR livery in the line black, and this was on sale 40% off and I bought it for £89. And I haven't bought a K1 before. I have in the past considered getting one, but for some reason didn't get one until now. I thought it was the time to get one, whilst it was an offer. They did have a couple of others as well. They had two of these of the exact same one, and they had a light crest version. I decided to go for this one in the early BR line black livery with British Railways written on the tender, because I thought it was something a bit different. And again, I also took up the offer for buy one get one free on Bachmann wagons, and I bought this War Office Parrot bogie wagon with the sheeted tank load. So that's something nice to go for my war train I'm still building up, and one of the new Bachmann van wide vent vans in the BR Bauxite light livery. But today's video is about this K1, so we're going to get it open and we're going to get down on the layout and have a look at it. So here we have the K1 out of the box and down on the layout. First thing to report, quality control wise, although there were a few little marks on the model which I easily managed to get off, just using a cotton bud and a very small amount of water, and just rubbed off those marks. That's taken care of those. But apart from those little marks, you know, there was no loose bits in the box, I had to be glued back on again, or any damage to the model, which is great. And also, most importantly, it works and it runs beautifully in both directions straight out of the box, which when you buy these models, that's what you want to expect, because you don't pay all this money just to get a model that doesn't work. So firstly, does this model look like a K1? Yes. Hornby have captured the looks and proportions and the shape of the K1 superbly. So now moving to the model in closer detail, we have, as standard, metal sprung buffers We have separately fitted lamp irons. You also have the electric headlamps, which they don't light up. That's a bit of detail you could do yourself, though they are painted, and you know, they're still there, and it's still a nice bit of detail to have. They've also got the face bang on as well as the loco. There's a separately fitted lamp iron on the smokebox door. You have separately fitted smokebox door darts, and the loco's number plate, 62006. Crisply printed as well. As you can see on the running plate and smokebox, we have rivet detail, and there's some rivets on the cab sides as well. Which again, it's always great to see the rivets, because that adds to the more detail and the realism of the model. On the smokebox you have the outer steam pipes, as you can see, and there is some nice rivet detail on those. You also have some pipe work as well, which, looking at it, it does look to be moulded, but not a biggie really. You can only really tell it's moulded when you're really up close to it. And you also have a builder's plate, which is crisply applied on the side of the smokebox. And the detail on that is good. You know, the printing is fine. It's fantastic. You also have separately fitted metal handrail running alongside the boiler there. And you also have separately fitted steam piping running on top of the handrail. We have a separately fitted and metal reversing lever, as you can see there. Then we have these bits of detail, which in real life they would store sand for the sanding gear of the loco. And so those are basically like sand boxes. And then you have the lubricator boxes, and again that's separately fitted detail. In all the cab windows you have glazing, as well as these side windscreens on both sides of the cab, and you've also got the safety valves and whistle on top of the boiler. They're not made out of turned brass, they're made out of plastic and painted, but regardless they're there and they still do look nice to look at. You have the cab doors on the end of the cab, separately fitted, and also you have separately fitted and metal handrails on the cab sides, as you can see. Now this is one bit of detail I always love to see on these models. The cab interior detail, just look at all that. It's all been picked out and painted. The reversing lever, all the gauges, the dials and the regulator, etc. It's all there and painted. Though there isn't any printed detail on the dials, as you can see. A little bit of a shame that, but regardless, apart from that, all the detail there has been picked out and painted. You know, it still looks fantastic to look at it. Moving on to the tender, we have separately fitted handrails on the tender body sides. You've also got the frames on the tender, you have the footsteps, you've also got rivet detail, axle boxes and springs. The tender also comes with a removable plastic coal load. Which I will demonstrate removing it now. When it decides it wants to come out, there we go. You can either take the coal load out and put real coal inside the tender, or you can just leave the plastic coal load inside the tender and just scatter your own coal load on top of it. Which I shall fit some real coal into this at some point. There's a few other locos I have which have yet to have real coal, which all my other steam loco models have. So that's something I do need to get sorted at some point. Moving on to the rear of the tender, again we have the electric headlamps and the separately fitted lamp irons. You've also got footsteps for the crew to climb up to get to the top of the tender, either to get to the water filler cap or even to get to the coal load. even. You also have a separately fitted metal handrail, just there, as you can see. You have a pre-fitted vacuum pipe, or brake pipe, as it's called. You have, again, metal sprung buffers on the tender. You have slim tension lock couplings, which this loco will be fitted with hook couplings. And also you've got this pipework here, running down from this electric headlamp, all the way down to the bottom of the tender on the back, as you can see. And that's not moulded detail, that's actually been separately fitted. The livery application on this model is stunning. It's a very nice and even coat of paint. No blemishes or any imperfections in the livery anywhere at all. It's the correct shade of black as well. And it's been, like I say, evenly and very finely applied. And the lining has also been very crisply and neatly applied as well. You've got the red lining on the boiler bands, plus you've got the white and red lining on the running plate, on the cab sides and on the tender body sides. And the printing with the loco's running number and the British Railways on the tender sides, the printing detail is stunning. It's second to none. It really has been crisply applied, and there's no imperfections with the printing either. It's all fantastic and looks stunning. So now moving to the other side of the loco, we have the steam generator just here, which powers the electric headlamps, or it would do in real life, and that's separately fitted. You've also got this pipework here running alongside the smoke box, which you have to look closely to tell, but it is separately fitted. And you've also got some other separately fitted pipework detail here, just outside the pump. This bit of pipework though that runs across the boiler, just underneath the handrail though, is moulded, and I have looked at it very carefully and closely, and it's definitely moulded. I'm not going to complain about that. Some people might, but you know, at the end of the day, you have still got a well detailed model. There's plenty of other separately fitted bits of detail on it, so I don't really mind personally that this bit of detail here is moulded. And as well as things such as this little bit of pipework here, because you've still got a lot of other separately fitted bits of detail. And to be fair, you can't really tell that they're moulded unless you get close up to them. So I've covered the K1 in most of the detail that I could, and the detail that I personally felt should be covered. And so I've got it posed next to my other new acquisition, Water K Wigan, which I didn't review because I've already reviewed Hornby A4s before in the past. So with that loco, I decided instead to show it off by doing a running session instead. But what I am going to do in this review of the K1, for the running session, I will get the K1 running around the layout, hauling a rake of coaches. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get my A4 running as well. So you'll see both locos running. It's not very often I do a review where I show other locos running, along with the loco that I've reviewed running around the layout. So I thought I'd make a change and do something slightly different for the running session part of this video. So we've seen Hornby's K1 running round on Foxhill Junction along with Walter K Wigham. Obviously at the time of filming the loco was only having its first run in. I mean, because this K1 has been sat in its box for, crikey, I dread to think how long. So it was only having its first run in. So it has had some running in and it performed very well with the Maroon Mark 1s. Although there were a couple of occasions where off camera, in some takes, the coaches decided to derail and I had to refilm some scenes. But regardless, so what is my verdict then on the Hornby K1? I think it's a fantastic model. These models have had high praise and I can easily see why. Because they are fantastic, they are very well made, they run superbly and, you know, they're very well detailed as well. You know, I can't really pick fault with it. I know it's took me this long to get a K1, I'm finally glad that I've got my hands on one. Was this a good buy? Definitely. I mean, for £89 from 119 quid, 40% off, you know, that's an absolute bargain, that is. You know, and it's great value for money as well. So if you can still get hold of these Hornby K1s, and you haven't got one, and you're thinking about getting one, go for it. You won't be disappointed. I'm not disappointed with mine, and I think that this is going to make a great addition and a very valuable member to the layout. So that's it then for this review on the Hornby K1. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed. As ever, if you like what you see then do subscribe to the channel. Feel free to smash that like button, and also while you're at it, do check out all my other content that I have on the channel. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.